I am Kurian TC, Chartered Accountant. Today I discuss Section 83 of Income Tax Act 2025 relating to capital gains on transfer of land used for agricultural purposes and its exemptions. Where an assessee being an individual or HUF has capital gain arising from the transfer of capital asset being land which was used by the assessee or his parent or the HUF for agricultural purposes in 2 years immediately preceding the date of transfer. The condition is that the assessee or his parent or the HUF has used the original land, that means the sold land, immediately preceding the tax year, 2 years, has used the land for agricultural purposes, then he will be eligible or the HUF will be eligible for exemption. And clause B says, has within a period of 2 years after that date, that means after that transfer, purchased any other land for being used for agricultural purposes. The second land will be, for our reference, it will be new asset. Then instead of the capital gain being charged to income tax, it will be dealt with as following provisions. One of the provisions for the exemptions is that if the capital gain exceeds the cost of new asset, such excess will be charged under section 67. That means section for charging capital gains. And for computing the capital gains arising from transfer of new asset within 3 years of its purchase, the cost shall be nil. If the assessee transfers the original land used for agricultural purposes and raises some capital gains and purchases new asset, the excess shall be the excess capital gain over the cost of new asset shall be charged to tax. And further, if the assessee transfers the new asset purchased for claiming exemption from the original transfer, that asset is sold and its cost shall be nil. Within only this provision will apply only if the transfer is within a period of 3 years. After 3 years, it will not be applicable. I have given two examples. Example 1, capital gain is rupees 50 lakhs, cost of new asset 40 lakhs, taxable gain is 10 lakhs. The example 2, the consideration for sale of new asset within 3 years is rupees 60 lakhs, cost of new asset shall be nil, zero. For being the asset is sold within a period of 3 years, the cost shall be nil because the new asset was purchased utilizing the capital gain uh, and full exemption was claimed during that period. So the capital gain taxable for this in the case of second example is 60 lakhs. The second provision, clause 2, the capital gain is equal to or less than the cost of new asset. No capital gain shall be charged under section 67. And for computing any capital gain arising from the transfer of new asset within 3 years of its purchase, the cost shall be reduced by the amount of capital gain. That means if the funds utilized for purchasing the new asset is more than the amount of capital gain or equal to the amount of capital gain, then no capital gain shall be charged under section 67. That means no tax shall be charged under capital gain taxation. And for computing the transfer, the capital gain arising from the transfer of new asset and it is transferred within a period of 3 years of its purchase, the cost shall be reduced by the amount of capital gain. Up to the amount of capital gain, amount shall be exempted. I have given one example. As example 3, the capital gain is rupees 40 lakhs. Cost of new asset plus deposit is 50 lakhs. The taxation capital gain shall be 0. In this case, the assessee has used entire capital gain for purchase of the new asset or utilized for getting depositing the amount for getting exemption. So the capital gain tax shall be 0. The subsection 2 says, if the assessee is unable to purchase new land for agricultural purposes for claiming the exemption, then he has another option by utilizing the amount by depositing in a specified bank account or a specified institution, and by making the deposit before the date of filing and providing sufficient details of this deposit along with the return. So we'll refer the section. If the capital gain referred to in subsection 1 is not utilized by the assessee to purchase new asset before filing the return of income under section 263, then the unutilized amount shall be deposited in a specified bank or institution and utilized as per the scheme notified by the central government. Such deposit shall be made before filing the return and not later than the due date applicable under section 263 subsection 1, and the proof of the deposit shall be submitted along with such return. The assessee has, individual or HUF has a second option for claiming the exemption available for under section 83 for claiming exemption from taxation under section 67. Subsection 3 further provides the assessee can claim exemption by utilizing the amount either for purchasing the new asset or depositing the amount in a specified deposit scheme or the both options. So I have mentioned in one previous example as the cost of new asset plus deposit. This is the section referred for that example, for that clause. So the assessee can claim exemption by utilizing the amount, both purposes, either purchasing or by depositing. Both the amounts shall be eligible for exemption. Subsection 4. This is a scheme for utilization of the amount deposited. If the amount deposited under subsection 2 is not fully utilized for purchase of new asset within the period specified in subsection 1, then the unutilized amount shall be charged under section 67 as income of the tax year in which 2 years from the date of the transfer of the original asset expires. And clause B, the assessee shall be entitled to withdraw such an unutilized amount in accordance with the scheme referred to in subsection 2. The subsection 4 is about utilization of the amount. The assessee has to utilize the amount within a period specified in the subsection 1 for purchasing the new asset. Otherwise, the amount shall be charged under section 67. The unutilized amount after the deposit of amount, and if it is not utilized within the period of 3 years, then the amount unutilized shall be charged under section 67 as the income of the tax year in which 2 years from the date of transfer of the original asset expires. From the expiry of 2 years, this amount shall be, the deposit amount shall be charged to tax. And clause B, the assessee shall be entitled to withdraw such unutilized amount in accordance with the scheme. So the assessee is unable to utilize the amount either for purchasing the amount, the purchasing the land, then he can withdraw the amount as per the scheme. That means after paying tax as per section 67, he can withdraw the amount. Thank you.